We're in Cloudy Rising. Car Chronicles again because busy woman. But my face is super dry this morning. I meant to do my edges before I came on camera, but anyway, got to get to a test. I'm actually doing a lot with this new job I have. I've trained and then gotten certified in CPR and first aid, MANT training, which is like how do you describe it? Like taking care of a crisis before it happens, or handling things with people with disabilities. Then I have the MTTP, which is me being a CMT, certified medical technician. So I can get certified to give people medication. Not wanting to be a nurse, but still just being a people person and public servant and all that. Anyway, I came on here today because I just finished watching a YouTube channel that is sometimes informative and sometimes, I'm sure my channel is sometimes informative and sometimes confusing or sometimes wrong even. But this is a homeschooling channel. I'm not going to give the name. But, as individuals, even our labels that we are given or we give ourselves can, it can all be different because we are individuals, right? I'm trying to not stick race in it, but it has to do with race, As I detach from everything, especially labels, I can't I still go back to them sometimes. So this was a white lady explaining that homeschooling, she's worried about homeschooling. It's growing in the wrong ways. Her thing was that people are using it to get their taxes back, the funds that they give if their child, the money that their child gets for going to public schooling should be given back in taxes or whatever. While that's true, because we all should be detaching from that damn government, it's not what everybody's doing. So I'm sure there's a lot of people that's doing that. Even I thought about that, homeschooling, but just like things have changed with the voucher, I'm just moving forward without government assistance. The only government assistance I'm going to continue to get is food stamps because we got to eat, and unfortunately the food is being poisoned or whatever, wasted or whatever. But you can also buy seeds with food stamps, so we're on a mission. But otherwise, after the voucher, I'm gonna work out housing in another way. Jupiter's in Aries, so Jupiter expands abundance. It rewards you with things, but you have to work for those things. Like, you just don't get them. And Jupiter, Mars is getting ready to be in Jupiter. Actually, later this week, I believe Mars moved into Aries. It's conjunct. It's about to be conjunct with Jupiter. Mars is the action-taking planet. Mars rules Aries, so when things are in their domicile, it's even stronger. It's even better energy. I was watching Cam White again, one of my favorites, and he was pointing out that a lot of people want to look for when is astrology going to get better, like when is the weather going to get better. And astrology's like the weather. You need to know what's going on in the sky every day with the moon, especially the sun, and the closest 6 planets to the sun, which would be Mars, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, and Saturn is kind of far. Jupiter is too, but they're the closest ones next to Mars, Mercury, and Venus, Sun and the Moon. So, long story short, I feel like I'm forgetting one. Anyway, long story short, it's time to get up off your ass and make things happen. I disagree with the homeschooling thing, and I'm like talking about homeschooling, astrology, and truths all at the same time. This channel is based on astrology and truths and some homeschooling. So, long story short, I personally homeschool. And she was saying, a lot of reasons that people homeschool is because of the jab and because of COVID-19. I homeschool for those reasons too, because my kids did not want that. They didn't want to wear masks. I didn't want that for them. We still keep in contact with friends and be social, and I take them out places and they, interact with other kids. But I personally did it because of the indoctrination of school. So this is what I want to say. If you are homeschooling, teach what you want to teach. I teach my kids astrology. We decode history. We decode the lies in history, the lies in science. That's how I teach it. Even though they do homeschooling online, I might go back over something. I might supplement something. And Jesus, all this traffic. And I make it work for my children, because my children are individuals. They're not like other children. That's why I took them out of the schools ultimately, because I really wanted to homeschool before COVID-19 hit. We were talking about it when we were in California. A lot of kids do it over there. Of course, a lot of kids are actors over there, and that's the reason why they do it over there. Anyway, why is there so much traffic, y'all? Jesus. All right, let me wrap this up. So, if you're teaching, because a lot of homeschool programs are religious. A lot of homeschool programs teach the exact same things they teach in the building. And what I think she should be worried about, or what I would be worried about, especially for my own race, is being integrated into stuff that we're not supposed to be teaching. Like, the reason I stopped teaching in 2017 is when I realized the whole history book of 500 pages only had 9 pages about African history. Then, in 2020, I realized we're not from Africa. Then, 2021, I realized we are actually the real Native Americans. So it's like, you come through a lot of realization when you stop learning what has been indoctrinating you for years. I know I went to the building for elementary, junior high, which is what middle school was called back then, and high school and college. I was in the building. And life is giving me similar results from me being indoctrinated. As I break it, because I know how to, my kids need a little more practice. So, but it's working. My kids can tell you all things, or they can pinpoint things that sometimes I miss, because they're breaking the cycle. Long story short, I'm not going to shut down religion either, but I teach spirituality and astrology to my kids. They also learn foreign languages so we can talk to other races and just become one human race, those kind of things. I encourage homeschooling. I encourage, starting off slow by working from home and building up from there. Of course, people will say, oh, you were a teacher for 17 years. You already know what to teach and all this stuff. Yeah, but I'm not teaching what I was learning or teaching. I'm letting the computer do that, give them the basics, and then we do other things outside of it. We do other lessons that I just come up with. I don't even send those lessons into the portfolio. I don't. I just want my kids to learn. Because, again, we're sending our portfolios in so that they can be passed by the homeschooling offices in every district. Every city, every county, every state has a homeschooling district for each and every area. And they still are based on the public school systems in that area. So it's not like I'm going to show them that we're decoding history. I'm just sending them copies of her history grades from things. And then another thing is I'll pull stuff from whatever they're learning. Like she was learning, it was like a 20 lesson chapter on wars for my 4th grade child, for Zane, for my youngest. And I was like, no, you're not learning none of this. We'll skip that chapter. I took her to the economic chapter. And I don't even remember learning economics and history in 4th grade. So I was glad to see that. Things are changing though, all in all. And we got to adjust. Don't do the same things. You get the same results. Our kids are not us. We're not our parents. On and on and on. Y'all have a wonderful day. This has been long enough. Let me get to my test. Wish me luck. Peace.